What's going on, everybody? Car Guy V8 here with another video, and today I've got some budget go fast parts I'm going to throw on the 79. We're going to try to make a little bit of extra power for cheap. Now you probably see the 10 by 2 inch air cleaner that's on it right now. That was in my parts storage when I built this truck, and I really didn't know how much power that could leave on the table until I was reading some tests on Motor Trend. So I've got a 14 by 4 inch air cleaner here, and I've also got a 1 inch open carb spacer, which might take a few foot-pounds of torque down low and transfer it to up top, you know, some extra horsepower up top. But since this thing has a 4,000 stall in it, well, it acts like a 4,000 stall because of the weight. I'm not worried about the few foot-pounds of torque I might lose down low. So we're gonna see if maybe we can make 10 to 15 horsepower up top, or maybe even more if I'm lucky, or less. You never know, but let's throw them on and see. Here we've got the carb spacer. I put one of these exact carb spacers on my 78 Camaro too. It's a Speedway Motors one. This one doesn't look quite as good as it did as the Camaros. It's the exact same part, but it had a little bit of rigid edges here with a little bit of metal flakes, like it hadn't been fully machined. So I went ahead and I sanded it and sprayed it with carb cleaner and sanded it some more, and so it turned out looking pretty decent. But still, check these out if you get one. It was a little bit rough, like there were even a little dings on the outside. Like, I don't know. We're gonna put it on because now it's fine, but keep an eye out if you get one of these. Don't just throw it on. Make sure, you know, everything looks good. As soon as I get these two modifications installed, we're going to hop in the truck and take it for a drive and see if we notice any power differences. I will mention that currently the hood is off, so the truck weighs about 80 fewer pounds than it did in previous videos, but that shouldn't throw off our testing too much. All right, the final part, the air cleaner. Now, I will say, if you have an Edelbrock carburetor, like a 600 like this one, if you have the electronic choke here, this will not fit. I had to take the electronic choke off, which I didn't run choke anyway. It also doesn't really like the back spark plug wire right there, cylinder number 1. I've already test fitted and all that. It's going to be okay. It's not going to cause any harm, but I don't like it. So we'll run this air cleaner, see how it does out on the street. If I don't see any gain, I may go back to the 10 inch. Just because everything's so accessible with the 10 inch. Look at that, it almost touches my return spring there. This is a pretty big air cleaner. It claims it'll fit any carburetor with the, what is it, 4 3/4 inch bore? I can't remember off the top of my head, which it does fit, but I don't necessarily like the way it fits. I may have to go with a 13 by 4 of this same brand. Just some stuff to look out for if you decide you're going to get a big air cleaner like this. Looks pretty mean though, honestly. That thing looks pretty mean. I just don't know if I like the way it fits. But I guess we've got one thing left to do. I immediately noticed that anytime I hit the throttle, the carburetor would bog down worse than it ever has. A couple of metering rod sizes later, and we have a true hot rod running great. Got the muscle truck back in the yard, and as you can see, I look a little homeless today. I've got the Freiburger setup going on, but as you saw in the video, the truck's running so much better, especially with that metering rod change. It really does feel like it picked up a little bit of power everywhere. I'm not exactly sure how much, but I would say for just the little bit of money that I spent on those modifications, it was well worth it. So if you're on the fence about, you know, a carb spacer or a bigger air cleaner, I'd say go ahead and pull the trigger. It's really cheap. If you don't like it, you can always take it right back off. It's a super easy modification. Guys, thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more as I work on this truck and my Camaro.